I have passed up so many cool pieces of furniture because I don't know how to do upholstery. So when my friend Cristal invited me out to Arizona to learn upholstery for the weekend, I had to take her up on the offer. Especially since I'm in kind of a transitional period of my life, I have really been wanting to travel more and just experience new places. So I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to kind of dip my toes in the water of what it would be like to travel somewhere else and do a project. I flew all the way from Florida to Phoenix, Arizona for a weekend.
Yourself available to voting George and more in final call.
I just landed in Phoenix and we're about to find out if I can learn upholstery in one weekend. Filming in public is so awkward. Let's go find Cristal.
Hello!
I found her! So Cristal is a professional reupholsterer. Is that the word? Yeah, so she knows what she's doing. She does this as her full-time income. And I have never even touched a sewing machine before, so this is gonna be interesting. I am super grateful that I have the opportunity to do something like this because social media is my full-time job. I can pretty much work whenever from wherever I want. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot more like travel projects coming soon. All right, I'm trying out my Insta360. And we're going to the discount fabric store.
This is Sass.
That one is pretty.
Like, I love texture, but I don't like this one. This one doesn't feel nice. It feels like I don't want to sit on that.
Ew, it feels like a rug.
We can get
I
a
know,
good shot, like,
I'm literally
pulling it out.
overwhelmed. Okay, let me pick one, yeah. That is bright.
Do you want this on here? We could do like a contrasting like piping on it and buttons. If you wanted, we could just do all solid.
I think I want to go solid.
Okay.
But, or like a yellow.
So this is...
All right, so I was really liking this like vomit green, but the material feels kind of cheap. And Cristal just found this one. It's a winner.
It has such a good texture to it.
Yes. All right.
Good movement. Okay.
Okay. How much is fabric normally?
So, like my personal pieces that I do, I usually stick between like $30 and $50 a yard. That's just what I end up. That's what I like. And so we came here to Sass because it's a discount fabric store, and they sell their upholstery fabrics for this one's $5.99.
Wait, this whole thing is $5.99?
No, a yard.
Oh, okay.
A yard, but still, that's like a lot.
Yeah, that's great.
Cheaper than.
All right, let's pick
You know.
out.
Okay.
You could totally make so many pillows.
Oh, just wait till you're at my shop. See, I like this one. I think this is fun.
It is.
I kind of want it actually.
She was just trying to peer pressure me to get down into the fabric.
She should have.
And there was a lady staring at me.
She was definitely judging you.
100%.
3, 4, 5, 6. We're getting it all. 7.
7, so that's about 7 yards. So each arm length is about a yard.
For me, on my arms.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it depends on how tall you are. You're probably very
She's
similar.
pretty little.
Is that gonna make you so?
So it was 5.5 yards, $32.99 or $32.94. That's not bad. So are there any other materials that we need for this project, or are there things you already have?
Things I already have. So we'll probably replace the foam cushion. Potentially we'll open it up and see what it looks like.
Okay.
But I have spare foam.
Now, once I finally made up my mind about a fabric, we headed over to Cristal's shop, where I was absolutely stunned and just inspired because that is my dream shop. The air conditioning, the multiple stations of sewing, it is just incredible. And in the corner you will see the whole little setup where she does her staging and the chair that we will be reupholstering. This is amazing.
So this, the back one is a tacker and this one is a blind stitch. So those are mainly used for draperies. I don't really use them in upholstery ever. This is a straight stitch, as well as this one. There's probably 25 years difference in the making. This one's just newer. This one is my sister's, this one is mine. And I liked the older one better because it's just made better. I like old things. And this is a serger. So it makes it so your fabric doesn't fray. So we use it on like pillows and cushions. Usually you'll see it on like your shirts or shorts, like when it's kind of sewn all the way around the edge of the fabric. This machine and the one behind you, which is the one that I normally use, those are walking feet and they are better for upholstery, but they do basically essentially what a straight stitch does.
Oh, this chair is so cool. Oh my God, what about this chair?
That one's for recline and I love it.
It's amazing.
They're doing like a really fun, wild pattern on that one. So to begin, we're gonna get it naked.
All right, let's get her naked.
These are the tools that I use. So this one is a Osborne 120.5 staple puller. I buy a bunch of them and go through a lot of them because I do a lot of upholstery. They're pokey. Don't stab yourself in the hand. You will cut yourself.
They look dangerous.
They are. Just make sure where you're placing your hand.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you my favorite dikes, basically wire cutters. And you're going to be pulling out staples with that. This is the best movement right
I thought
here.
this was for the staples.
Both for the staples. This one's going to
This
pull
is
out.
to pry it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this one's going to take it out when they break, or you only get one leg out, which is majority of the time. We don't need the cushion on.
Wow.
We're
Look
done
at
with
the
that.
color difference.
It is a lot brighter. The sun definitely faded that.
Probably just from being by a window.
Because the underside of the cushion's also that, but just where the sun like touched, you can see where it hung off. And then we're going to flip it over and we're gonna start on the bottom. So we're gonna set up a table real quick because it'll be easier than us kneeling on the floor.
Yeah, good point.
And then we're gonna start taking off the legs and then taking off the upholstery. Go down. I just put in one. I'm right-handed, so I end up putting in the left one. You go down and then just pry up.
So do you pry them all and then come back with the pliers?
I do, yep. If you go through,
Ow.
so if you see my hand is like a lot farther away,
Yes.
Don't put it in front.
Oh man, she's fast.
And I just toss all my staples on the floor, and then I have a magnet that I take over after I'm done taking it apart. So,
That's smart.
and then you're gonna grab your dikes, and I just put it in.
And you literally just throw them on the floor.
I do just throw them on the floor.
Well, how do you, look, she's got her hand like in a, oh my God, there's so many more staples to go.
So fun.
Hey, I'm getting the hang of it.
When you roll it off, it's also like a finesse thing because if you pull it too fast, it will break, and then you'll have to unwind it like that one. See how it just broke? Fabric you picked is gonna be so good on it.
You think? I think it's gonna be good too. Oh my gosh.
How you like that?
Snaky. We made a mess. So since my flight got in a little bit late, we just got a few hours in on the first day and were able to completely strip the chair down. And I have to be honest, I struggled to get some of those staples out because Cristal just made it look so easy. Once the chair was all stripped down, we just headed inside for some dinner. Lately, for dinners on busy project days like this, I've been using today's sponsor, Good Chop. This just makes dinner so much easier because I don't have to go to the grocery store and I always have good quality meat ready to go in the freezer. Good Chop's price per meal starts at only $3.32, and it's only the good stuff, so you don't have to worry about any added antibiotics or hormones. I especially appreciate that all Good Chop products are sourced in the United States, supporting local family farms, and I never have to worry about any added antibiotics or hormones in my meat. Because there are no artificial ingredients, only the good stuff. Because I'm obsessed with fajitas, I cooked the ribeye, chicken breast, and shrimp in my box all at once to feed my entire family, and then I had leftovers for a few days after that. Go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use code FLIPPED130 or click the link in the caption below to get $130 off across your first 4 boxes. Again, that's $130 off goodchop.com/YouTube and code FLIPPED130.
Normally, you won't use your main fabric as your decking part because usually your fabric is expensive. And I know that we're going to be close on yardage on this, so we're going to use actual decking, which is this. And we'll cut out a piece of the main fabric as the apron because that's what the part that you see, and we're going to sew it together and then we're going to put it on the chair. And you're going to put right side together. So, and we'll put just a couple pins. So just ease into it. Ready?
Okay. Oh my gosh, what if I mess up?
We can take it out, it's just string.
Okay.
Take off with you. You did it!
Ah! That is fast.
Then let it go. Good. So you want to make sure that you're pulling your fabric all the way across, like down to the, like where your post actually is. Okay, this is your inside arm piece. So it's sewn because you can't just cut a piece because you have extra fabric to go around the curve of the chair. Because we're gonna cut this one up the seam so that we have the seam allowances. We can make a notch where both of these pieces are on both pieces and make sure that they're pinned together exactly where they are. And so it's the exact match. So not very far, and then you're going to back stitch those same stitches, and then you're going to go forward again.
Got it good enough.
And then you're going to back stitch. And then go forward. This chair is nice because you can see the line where they already had theirs. So I'm gonna follow that same line with my seam. I'm just gonna put it on and I'm going to tack it into place on this side. So that's my first one. So we wanna make sure that our pattern is straight and we're just gonna kind of set it into place. So this whole piece can slide back into that section. Then I can start putting everything into place, and this is where rubbing it is like key, because you don't want to have like weird folds here, so it's going to have to be pulled this way and pulled this way. So I'm pulling it snug, but because I don't have that front section tacked yet, I'm not going to pull it like super tight because I can pull it tight on the other sections. But it's still pulled snug. I always start from the middle out. Okay, so this corner is the first one that we're gonna do. So this fabric on top is going to be, this upper fabric is gonna be on top of this fabric. So I can go all the way up to the edge of this wood with this fabric and secure it in place. And then we wanna cut off excess because it creates a lot of bulk to have all that fabric. We're gonna pull that just back a little bit and then cut out a little bit more. We're gonna fold it right at the corner. Just mess with it until you get a nice line there. Now, working our way up, I'm gonna add a couple more relief cuts just because it has that curve.
Things were really starting to come together, but we decided to go take a break and check out a local spot, Joe's Farm Grill, for lunch to feed me and Crystal's spicy burger addiction. This was my first time trying fried zucchini and it was so good. It was also my first time seeing these weird Mr. fans because Florida could never. Once we were all finished up for lunch, it was time to head back in and learn how to make buttons.
So these are the button dies, and this is the button press. You put your spring one down in the hole, and then you take your button fabric and you put the right side, so the side that you want showing, down. This is the top of your button. You put that stack, push it down with a pencil, and then you take your wire eye piece, put that down.
Oh,
and then here's our button.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
So if you don't have a press, you can do a kit, which looks like this. And you cut your fabric into a circle and then put it around the teeth. This has like little teeth that it holds onto. And then you just, once you have it all the way around nice, instead of like, I mean, I didn't cut this fabric, you just press it down and it's the same concept. It will hold it on and then you have a button with the back and your little wire eye sticks out the back.
like that. Look at you go. Okay, so we have outside arms. Side.
So your piping's just ruler length apart?
2 inches. Yeah. We're gonna make a long strand of fabric, and I like mine sewn on a bias instead of a straight cut, so this would be sewing them straight together this way, cut like this. We don't want that, so we want them to be sewn diagonal, so we're gonna cross them at a perpendicular and then sew corner to corner. This, we sew it diagonal like this because it creates less bulk. Unless you had like if you had it straight down, all the fabric would be in one area, so it makes it really bulky. Yeah. So I take that, the next one, and I flip it over, and I grab my next piece. Want to try a couple?
Oh my gosh, okay. That's the piping.
Cotton welt, this is 1/4 inch. And then we're gonna put it in the middle of our piping that we cut, piping strips, fold it in half. So when you get to a seam, you're gonna open it up flat, put your piping in, and just fold it over. Okay, so curvies make it so you can put your fabric up around the edge on a curve. Curve, ease. We're gonna push this edge of the curvies on, like up to where the bottom of the piping is, or where it should be like basically where your seam is, as long as your seam is tight. And then I'm gonna use long staples. And you're putting your fabric down so it grabs onto the teeth as close as we can to that opening without pulling it out a ton.
Starting in the middle.
you're going to attach your fabric to it, and then you're going to flip the fabric this way. So it needs to be right on the edge here, so that when you flip it, it's in the correct spot. And I staple all of my parts down before to make sure that I can pull it
As tight as possible.
I like when I flip it, so I flip it underneath and then I end up holding the insides and pulling it over. Right up here.
Got kind of a gap here.
It's okay. And then hammer it all in.
Oh, there you go.
You have the top, the back, and then the bottom to put on. And then we're going to staple this one on. Just want it to stay up there, basically. And then we're gonna flip this part up. Yep. Great. And put a couple staples in.
That was in one. Ooh.
So this is a foam cutter. I have two of them. This is the old one. I like the old one better than the new one. This was the original cushion. It didn't fit how I wanted it to fit. It kind of stuck off. It stuck off the front like 2 inches.
So you just want to trim it a little?
I want to trim it a little. I adjusted that cushion when we made it to fit what I'll cut this to be. Look at that.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Cute.
How is it?
It's comfy. She's so
I do like it a lot. We did it.
We did it.
We did it. Yes.
I love it.
So-
I love the avocado green. I think it's very mid-century modern. It fits the vibe. Let me know what you guys think of the avocado
Yes.
green.
Absolutely. I'm curious to know.
I think it's so cute.
It's good. It's good. Exactly. It fits the vibe.
Yay!
Good job.
And Crystal's going to come out with a full upholstery course that
Yes.
when it comes out will be linked in the description below. Thank you!
Thanks for coming.
Now, because I know how much you guys like numbers, as far as pricing an upholstery job like this, Cristal said that she would quote around $400 to $450. Now, obviously, this chair took longer to do because she was teaching me and I did half of the chair, so I'm a lot slower than Cristal is. But she definitely could have done this chair herself in a day, especially with not having to wait for paint to dry in between coats. You can pretty much knock it out in a day, and that is a great amount of money to make in a day's work. She did also mention that the quote for each piece varies a lot depending on how it was upholstered previously. So this chair did have a lot of really long staples. If somebody used like shorter staples or didn't use the pneumatic gun that she has, they would have been a lot easier to remove. So that's a big factor to play. Also couldn't leave Phoenix, Arizona area without checking out some of the local nature, and I love the water and kayaking, so we headed to the Salt River to do some kayaking and cliff jumping.
Jump, you got it! Woo!
And seeing wild horses, which was amazing. I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie. And while I have to say I learned a lot of upholstery techniques this weekend, I do not think that I learned the skill of upholstery in a weekend because I didn't realize how much finesse it took just to get staples out and make sure that you rub the fabric so perfectly. So it's definitely not a trade that you can learn in a weekend, but I now have the skills going forward where I can attempt smaller projects on my own, and hopefully one day I'll be able to do a chair like that on my own. But I definitely think that this is going to open the door for a lot more opportunity and projects in the future. So special thank you to Cristal for having me out to your beautiful home. And I will link her social channels down below because she is also a content creator and has tons of videos that you could go watch.